Hello, everyone. Joey from the Apollo team here. Thank you so much for making it to the call. While we still expect others to join, I'm a software engineer and I'm a part of the Apollo team. All right, before we get started, let me ask you all a quick question. How many of you have noticed the massive shifts, the massive things happening now in the global markets? Not long ago, we just had the world's first trillionaire. All right, he became a trillionaire after one of the things that helped him was listing his SpaceX IPO. That's why we are now able to trade SpaceX as one of the stocks. So many things are happening, guys. When we talk about automated trading, many people think it's just about crypto or forex. But today, everything has changed. Many things are changing because you can now trade automated trading with stocks and commodities. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use ApolloBot to diversify your portfolio, manage risk hands-free, and tap into the traditional market wealth. All right, first and foremost, the most important thing about ApolloBot is that it's a non-custodial trading software, right? I always like to start the meetings by explaining to you why this is so important because if you ever lost money by giving money to people, by giving money to companies, you understand the value of a non-custodial system because what the company and what the people were telling you that made you to give their money to them was that they were trading, right? And you gave your money to them, meaning you basically lost control of that money. You gave it to them or the company. Maybe for some time they were paying, and then after some time they stopped paying and everything stopped. This has been the cycle over and over again for very many years. And that should make you to appreciate what we offer in ApolloBot much more because a non-custodial trading system where you actually see the trades, see everything, see all the activities happening in your account is the safest way to earn online now, where you're earning in the comfort and safety of your exchange account. And that's what Apollo has been doing for the last 3 years now, guys. Non-custodial trading is the most important thing because when you give your money to companies, when you give your money to people, you are at the mercy of the companies and of the people. If something happens to the company or if something happens, that means something has happened to your money. All right. These things never have a happy ending. So, guys, the best way to do business online now is non custodial. Okay. Non custodial in the sense that your money is always in your exchange. Exchanges like you can see when I tap here on API, Binance, OKX, Bybit, Bitget, HTX, Get.io, BingX, Binance US, KuCoin, Bitmat, and many of the exchanges that are available, and still many are popping up or coming up. Because many people are realizing that that's the best way to do business online. Because just like you have your local banks where you keep your money, right, and you trust your banks, so you put your money there because you know the bank's not going to run away or no issues, okay? And you're able to access your money in your bank accounts. Exchanges allow us to access the cryptocurrency market. And now, thankfully, we can also access the stocks and the commodities market. Okay. So, ApolloBot is a trading software, a non custodial trading software that connects to your exchange for the purposes of trading cryptocurrency, stocks, and commodities. As simple as that. All right. Now, once we get once we are done clarifying that, the next thing is, how does Apollo Bot work? Because it's not just about having a non-custodial system. It's about how effective is your strategy for, first of all, capital preservation before even profits, which is how Apollo Bot is set up. I don't know about other bots, but in Apollo Bot, we are set up for, first of all, capital preservation and then profits. Because when you enter the financial markets, the crypto market, the forex market, the stocks, the commodities market, and you're trading on leverage. Leverage just means amplified risk. All right? Amplified profits and amplified risk. All right? The yin and the yang. Amplified profits and amplified risk. So your risk management has to be top notch. It has to be top notch. So it's not really now. We've left the first category, the first point, non-custodial trading software. Awesome. The second point is, what is your risk management to ensure that you are safe during the volatile times in the market, in the crypto market, in the stocks and commodities market? So Apollo Bot, first of all, is developed for capital preservation, like I always post in the groups. All right. The most important thing in Apollo Bot is to keep your because your capital is your bucket. You need your bucket to fetch water. Let's say, you're going to fetch water. If you don't have your bucket, how are you going to fetch the water? So you need that bucket to continue fetching water. All right. Once you lose the bucket, you can no longer fetch water. So your capital is very, very important. So, guys, and that's why we always ask members to ensure that they follow the recommended settings. And that's why I'm always online. Basically, I'm always online 24/7, basically assisting people in ensuring they have the right setups for their accounts, because you're trading real trading, guys, real trading. Okay, you don't want to give your money to people. You now want to know what it's like to trade real. This is what it's like to trade in the real and the live market. You need to be conscious of risk management. All right. When you look here, I'm sure you can all see my screen. When you look at my home screen, you can see all the different strategies available in ApolloBot. We have the most innovative ways to trade the spot and the futures market. The most innovative ways you can think of. With the futures classic, the futures hedge, the futures model, CTA futures, then the spot, you have the spot classic, the CTA spot. But our two top performing strategies in Apollo Bot are, let me try to get this Zoom pen out today. It's always giving me issues. Okay. Our two most performing strategies are the futures classic and the futures hedge strategy. And that's why you can see this fire icon. Okay, we put this fire icon so you can easily identify the two top performing strategies, okay, in ApolloBot. But my favorite strategy, and the strategy that I believe should be everyone's favorite, should be the futures hedge strategy. Okay, this strategy here, the futures hedge strategy. This is the best strategy because in all the markets, whether you're trading crypto, stocks, commodities, forex, whatever you're trading, we know that everything goes up and everything goes down. Even gold that has been going up. When you look at the the chart, let me check if I can open gold here. Hold on. Let me check for the gold trade. I want to show you the charts, the monthly candle for gold. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm being audible. I hope I'm not talking to myself.
Yes, you
Yes,
are
you are
audible, bro.
audible.
Yes, you're
Carry
audible.
on.
We can get clearly.
We can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. This is the gold trade, right? On Binance. When I tap here, you can see in Apollo, but you can also check monitor the charts, okay, for the coin. Hold on, let me try to get this pen out, okay? When I come here, I tap here on this icon here at my top right, all right? And this, okay, this is a log, not here. You can monitor the charts right from your Apollo bot account. Okay, so when I check, let's say the weekly chart, I was hoping to see the monthly chart. But basically, you see that the trajectory for gold is upwards. All right, even though right now it's at around 3,000 or $4,000. All right, but gold is always going up. It's always a good investment. It's a hedge for inflation. So it will always go up. Right now, it's just passing through a temporary consolidation correction because it was bullish for some months. Okay, but gold will always go up. But even with this, you can see, even from the bigger candles, all right, you see, you still have these oscillations. This is the daily candle now. You can still see we have ups and downs, even though the bigger picture is that it's going up, but we still have ups and downs. That's because trading is up and down. And the best way to take advantage of an up and down market is futures hedge. And that's why the futures hedge strategy is my favorite strategy. All right. I recommend it to everyone I help to set up the accounts, and for everybody, I always recommend the futures hedge strategy because everything goes up and everything comes down. No matter how stubborn the asset is, it will go up and it will come down because it must respect the rules of trading. And that's another thing. That's why in Apollo Bot, we only add quality coins. We don't add pump and dump coins. Before a coin is introduced in Apollo Bot, it is scrutinized. We check the charts, we check the history, check everything, the volume, everything before it's available for trading in Apollo Bot. Right? So the futures hedge strategy is the best strategy. Now, when we now look at the strategy, let's say let me try and select a coin. Okay, I'm trading all the coins, so go back to. Let's say I want to trade this futures model. Let's say I want to trade Samsung, right? Let me see. I want to trade Samsung coin. This is the newly added stocks. All right, Samsung stock is now available for trading. You can see I'm already trading it. So let's say I want to trade this coin. And when I want to trade this coin, I'll tap on futures hedge, I select the coin, and this is what you're gonna see here. Right? You see the initial position, which just means the amount that the bot is the first buying amount. Okay. Let's say I want to trade this Samsung coin with like maybe $20,000. But as a trader, you know you cannot put the whole $20,000 in the trade. You need to dollar cost average into the trades to maximize your positions, right? So I say, okay, let the bot enter the trading in parts with $4,000. That's what it means here. Let me get this pen out. Oh, gosh. That's what it means here. That's what the initial position means, right? It means let the bot enter the market in parts, all right, for risk management and profits, because it would be so stupid to go into the market with the whole $20,000 that you want to trade with, unless maybe you know what you're doing. So initial position means out of my $20,000, enter the market with $4,000 initially. All right. Each time you buy an order, buy with $4,000. All right. Which takes me to the next point here, which is the max order. The max order just means how many times should it buy with $4,000? Okay? How many times do you want the robot to buy with $4,000? And guys, this is the X factor of futures hedge in Apollo bot. This next parameter here, which is the profit amount. Because, many of you have done futures hedge maybe on other bots. I don't want to mention the names here, but you've done futures hedge. You know that futures hedge can be risky. All right? In a trending market, in a one-sided market, it can be risky because the other side will be accumulating floating loss, but you're making profits on the other position. So the thing is, how do you manage the risk on the other position while the other one is simultaneously making profits? All right. Let's say the market is going up. I'm hedging. I'm making profits from my long, right? And the short is accumulating floating profits. How do I manage this? Guys, we came up with the most absolutely mind-blowing way to manage risk on futures hedge, which is the profit amount. Let me just tap on it and let's read it together. All right. You can see when you in all the parameters here, guys, you also made it easy. You just tap on it, it'll explain what it does. Here on the profit amount, you can see the profit amount means that when the current realized PNL plus the floating PNL is greater or equal to the present amount, the board will close the positions and reset it and start again in order to reduce risk and increase profits. What this basically means is that because now I'm hedging and I need to manage my risk, I need to get out of the trade without making losses. The profit amount allows both the long and the short to reset. Okay? Both the long and the short will reset. Okay, let me give you a practical example. As you can see in my account here, you can see my today's P&L, just you can see here, I just made a loss because checking on my logs, you see my magic coin just did what I was explaining there from the profit amount. My magic position just did a reset, okay? I hope you can see. This Zoom pen is always giving me issues each time. But I hope you guys can see, right? You guys can see the magic profit close short and profit close long, which is I both in negative, right? So when I go and I search, let me search for it here. When I search for magic, now you can see, guys, you can see magic is no longer trading. Magic coin has left the market. All right. You can see no positions are opened for magic coin. Why? Because magic coin did a reset, but I made a loss. But it's actually not a loss. It is net profits. Let me show you. When I tap on the logs here, my top right, let's calculate this together, guys, okay? Let me get my calculator out. All right, let's calculate together. Let's check back to the last time this coin did a reset. Okay. I just hope that because sometimes the log information stays for about a week or two, but let's just check if it's accurate here. Okay, 58. Just bear with me. Let's calculate this together. 58 plus. You can see the sniper entries. All right. I'm sure from here it should be a new cycle because when the trade reset happens, the cycle starts all over again. So this trade opens a short. So, and we made some profits from the short, $58, right? You can see the next one is plus 45. Then the next one is plus 67. Now, guys, you can see here from the logs, this coin was only making profits from short. Because on this strategy, that's why I said the most important thing after having a non-custodial system, the next most important thing is what is your strategy. After this coin did a reset, I believe that this coin did a reset, okay? So it's showing me from here. So after this coin did a reset, only a short was opened. All right? You can see these are only shorts opened. Let me check for when there was a long open, but from here, I'm only seeing shorts. Averaging short, opening short, averaging long. Okay, that means a long was open. That means this particular log is incomplete because I'm trying to find where the log was open. But basically, you see that it takes advantage of the trend, okay? It'll take advantage of the trend, keep making money from the trend without hedging immediately. All right, because there's no need to. If the market is dumping, you go and hedge a dumping market. The long will be on serious floating losses while your short positions will be in profits, which doesn't amount to anything. All right. So the way the strategy works by using the sniper entries is that it will take advantage of the momentum of the coin. If the coin is dumping, it will take advantage of that until there is a trend reversal. All right. Until the market starts to go up. And that's how it works. But I wanted to calculate all the profits from this trade, but I'm not seeing the long position, which means the log is inaccurate, okay? Because the logs in order to save data, it doesn't stay over, I think, a week or two. It refreshes. So I'm not seeing the short for here, but basically, if you check the YouTube channel, I explained with all the calculations how I'm able to make net profit when my trades reset, which is a part of the strategy of which I'm talking about. Your strategy, how good is your strategy for trading? Because you need to find a
So
way
that
to leave the
means
market. The profit amount just ensures.
so
I
that
didn't
means you
get you
have been
there.
on the long for so that means you have been on the long trade for a very long time while he was still busy taking profit from the short position, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing so because the log is not available. That means that has been cleared up. But the most important thing is that I'm out of the trade. You can see now I'm out. My position is waiting signal. And this only happens after I have made net profits. I'm out of the trade now. All right. For some people who do hedge, they'll have to figure out a way to leave the market. And they might never leave the market. You might never leave the market. But the trade reset offers us a clean slate to start the cycle all over again. When the trade resets, both the long and the short positions are done. And you can easily withdraw your profits without it affecting your account. You get me? So the trade reset is the most awesome way to manage risk on futures hedge, exclusive to Apollo Bot. Nobody in the world is doing this. The most brilliant way to manage risk on futures hedge by leaving the market with a clean slate, taking out your profits if you want to, compounding your profits if you want to, and the cycle starts all over again. Apart from the trade reset, we also have the partial closing. If you let me go back to the logs, hoping that it open. Okay, open. Okay. Here on the logs, right? Oh,
Can I
so
just
and
what
you see,
can I
it just opened a long now. Hold on. It just opened a long. You can see now. This trade just opened the long. Let me try to refresh. Okay, you can see. All right, it just opened a long. You can see only a long is open, no short. Let me get the zoom pen out to make it clearer. Oh gosh. Okay. You can see here, only a long just opened now. All right. No short position is opened because now a signal has come in. All right. That the trend is now upwards. So no need to hedge. It will also, like you saw here on the logs, you can see this is the trade reset, right? This happens after both the long and the short positions have made net profits. Now, a long has been opened, all right? 15 minutes later, 15 minutes later, you can see the trade reset happened 5:15 p.m. And 15 minutes later, that's 5:30 p.m., a long has been opened without hedging. It will continue to make profits from this coin as it goes up, all right? Adding to its realized P&L until the coin now starts to go down. And then a short will be open. And that is when it is now hedged. Now, because everything, the market goes up and down continuously, both the long and the short positions will be making profits and averaging positions until there is a trade reset like we just saw here. All right. And the cycle starts all over again. If I'm to calculate all of this, all right, if I was to see all the logs, I would have calculated. You would have seen that I made around $3,000 net profits from this coin. When I upload the recording of this YouTube, you check my YouTube, check the YouTube channel. There are many videos I've made on the trade reset. We've done the calculations together. There's no trade that resets without making net profit. There is no trade that, and then it will not reset. It will only reset after both the long and the short positions. When the AI sees that there is net profit, it will reset and leave the market, and the cycle starts all over again. When your positions reset, the floating losses are gone. All right, you can see it reset. It took away the floating loss. You can see here, it took away the floating loss. The floating losses are gone, guys. This is an excellent way to deal with floating loss because you cannot avoid floating losses. Floating losses is part of life. It's not just trading anymore. I made an example in my group. If you go to buy a bag of rice, maybe from a wholesaler, and you want to retail it, all right? And you retail it, and then you come back to buy it again. Maybe you buy a bag of rice at $40, come back to buy it again, you realize that the bag of rice is $50. You are in minus $10 floating. That's just practical. You are in minus $10 floating. Floating losses is part of it's not just crypto. I'll show you my stocks, my commodities trade. It's there in Forex, there in stocks, it's part of life. But you have to find a way to deal with the floating losses in order to calculate your real profits. The trade reset offers the most brilliant way to manage risk on hedge mode by resetting both long and short positions after you have made net profits. Guys, this is mind-blowing. This is the first of its kind, and nobody in the world is doing this. Only ApolloBot does this. Giving you a clean slate. With this, I take out my profits, allow my capital to continue running. The cycle starts all over again. You can see here, a long has already been opened. Not a long and a short, only a long. All right, if you go back, you can see the coin details. Only a long is opened on this coin, on this trade. Sorry, yeah. Only a long is open here. You can see. And it will continue to take profits like this. It will continue to take profits on the long of this coin until the coin starts going down. All right. Instead of hitting a stop loss, it will open the opposite position and now make money from the coin while it is going down. The long position will be buying new orders because the coin will definitely go back up. As it goes back up, it will partially close. Also, one of the risk management in Apollo bot by the partial closing. This will happen from both the positions until a net profit is achieved, and then the cycle starts all over again. Just a recycling of the profits, guys. So that is the most important thing. After having a non-custodial system, the second point is how good is your strategy for trading in the financial market with leverage? Because you're trading the financial market with leverage, that means you have amplified profits and amplified risk. So how do you manage the risk? The Trade Reset offers an excellent, brilliant, and most innovative way to manage risk on futures hedge. I get this coin. This Zoom
I
pen is
wanted
always
to
giving
ask
me
a
issues.
question. Mr. Joe, I wanted to ask a
Okay, go
question, or
ahead.
will it be
Yeah,
later?
I'm with you.
Can I ask the
Well,
question
since you're
now?
already talking, you can go ahead and ask.
Okay,
Sure,
so
go ahead.
now, yes, thank you. The log you just showed us now, I noticed, and I want to get more clarity, that I saw the floating loss about 2004 and 1005 thereabout. Now, what you're saying now is
Yeah.
that but this Apollo bot opened the next 15 minutes. That means those losses have been netted out. That's what you're saying, sir.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes. Let me share my screen again. Yes, that's what it means. That's what it means.
Okay.
It means that that trade closed in a loss. That's what it means. That
Okay.
trade closed in a loss, but it wasn't actually a loss. When you check the logs, you calculate all the profits and you minus it from that loss, you realize that you have made net profit. And that is the only reason the trade will close. It will not close until it has made net profits.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so, and you can see now, after the trade closed, you can see only the long parameter is opened. All right? There is no need to hedge. It's because now the signal has come in and it's showing that, that this coin is about to go up. Okay? This coin is about to go up. So it's keeping the long open. It will continue like this, taking advantage of the momentum of this coin. All right? Increasing its realized P&L until the coin starts to go down, which is very normal in cryptocurrency in trading. Volatility is a good thing. It's good for the market to go up and down for traders because we use those up and down movements to make money. All right? So
Yeah.
this offers the best way to manage risk, guys, because the first point I made is that the best way to do business is non-custodial. Good. Now, you have a non-custodial system. You want to trade in the financial markets with leverage. Means you make quick money and quick losses. Means you make more money with the risk of losing your capital. You need to look at your risk management. You need to be able to manage your risk. So the trade reset is, I keep saying it, exclusive to Apollo, but nobody is doing this. Takes you out of the market after you've made net profits only.
Okay. All right.
And if you check here on the logs, you see the partial close, okay? Hold on, let me get this pen
Yes.
out. Gosh. Okay, you see this partial closing here. Now, when you see this partial closing here, is another risk management. Okay, going into this will take so much time, but there's a video in the YouTube channel explaining partial closing. It's another awesome way to manage risk in Apollo bot. But the most important thing is for your trade to reset. When your trade resets, your account looks so beautiful. Your account will look so beautiful. All right. And you can withdraw your profits without having to worry about it affecting your capital. Because most of these bots, you see, they're making profit, but they're not really making profit because they're in heavy floating losses. They don't have a way to deal with the floating losses because you must find a way to deal with floating losses. It's part of trading. That is the problems that you must answer, the questions you must answer of trading. The problem that you would deal with in trading is floating losses. So you have to find a way to deal with floating losses. So the trade reset is the best way in the market to deal with floating losses. You can see now this trade is opened, right? Just opened. The long trade is just opened now. All right. And now I'm waiting to take profits. So guys, this is it. This is why I like the futures hedge, because I can leave the market after making net profits. And because trading is like 90% entry. Because trading is like 90% entry, the most important thing is your entry. So you can see after this trade closed by 5:15, it didn't rush to open again. It read the market. The AI, our AI was reading the market, checking the market for the next entry. It would have opened another short, all right? But the signal came in that it was time to go long. And that is why this long opened. Okay? That is why you see this long here opened. Sniper entries. That's another wonderful feature of in Apollo bot. We use sniper entries because we know that trading is entry. If you can enter at the right time to long or enter at the right time to short, you are in good profits. And with this strategy, we have two good entries. One good long entry and another good short entry. You understand? Because it will enter at the right time using so many algorithms, via the signal strategy to open a long the same time with the short. So we have good entries for both the long and the short position, which aids in the quicker resetting of the trades. So guys, that's just it, okay? First, most important thing, a non-custodial system where your capital is in your bank, is in your cryptocurrency bank, because your exchange is your cryptocurrency bank that allows you the opportunity to interact with cryptocurrencies, now stocks and commodities. All right. The next most important thing is, what is your strategy? How good is your strategy? What is your strategy to deal with floating losses? What is your strategy for risk management? What is your strategy for entry and exit? What is your strategy for profit? Guys, Apollo Board has the best. No bot can compare to Apollo Board in terms of our risk management, in terms of our strategy for trading the financial market. And you can see, let me go back and show you some of the stocks and commodities that I'm trading. Let's look at this. Let's look at Meta, which belongs to Mark, right? You can see I'm trading Meta. This is Mark Zuckerberg's stock, right? Also on this strategy, with this same strategy, guys, because it's there, it's in the financial market. You can see the logs for Meta. You see here, guys, even Meta coin, even commodities also reset. Why? Because every market goes up and down. Every market goes up. And if you look at gold, the gold chart in the monthly chart, the monthly candle, you see that in the big picture, gold is going up, it's always going up. But in the short term, it goes up and down because every real thing must obey the rules of trading. All right? See it here. Meta coin did a reset. Means it went up and went down enough for it to make net profit on both positions and then The AI took us out of the market in handsome net profits. And then a sniper entry. You can see it closed 2:55 p.m., 3 p.m. So anytime, it can be 5 minutes, it can be 1 hour. I'll show you one of the charts that it was like 2 days. It can be anytime because the AI is always reading the market. Guys, we have the best bot in the world. It is always reading the market, looking for the best entry. So it sees that 5 minutes later, it is time to open a short, and it does that. All right? And we are making money from shorts. See, it's only opening shorts. It opened a short by 3 o'clock, right? It closed short 3:23, 23 minutes later, in good profits. It waits, opens another short 7 minutes later, 3:30, right? And then guess what? It closes this short 3 hours later. Guys, this is awesome. Sniper entries. Just like a sniper waits to take his shot. That is how this strategy works. It reads the market, waiting for the best entry, either to long or to short. And you can see we are just making money from short, and then a long opens here. A long opens. All right? But we are still making money from short because it's possible for your analysis to get invalidated. It's possible to open a long and then the market goes down. That is the randomness of the market that we are in. All right? I always say this, anything can happen at any time in the financial markets because the market reacts to fundamentals so much. If the current Iran and US issue now, if Iran finds a way to strike the US, you will see how all the markets will react to that news. You understand? That's the beauty of trading. What we are looking for in trading is movement. The more the volatility, the more the potential for profit. And that is what this bot takes advantage of, okay? Every commodity, every stock, every token moves up and down because it's in the financial markets. People are buying, constantly buying and selling. All right? So if you are in the best position to buy, you make good profits. If you're in the best position to sell, you make good profits. That is the beauty of trading. As simple as that. You can see this long was opened, all right, 4:30, and then the long is closed, but we are still making money from the short. Now the long here is closed. It's closed when? Wait, let me check. It's closed on the 3rd. The next day is closed. The next day, right? 2:33 p.m. in good profits. Guys, this is the most awesome way, the most amazing way, that's why I took out time to explain strategy, because you must have a good strategy that pays attention to, first of all, risk management and profits. Guys, we have that in ApolloBot. And now that we've added stocks and commodities, okay? Now that we've added stocks and commodities, when you tap on futures hedge, let's wait for it to load so that I can show you how we classified each of the tokens in ApolloBot to make it very simple for you to start your trades. Now that we have stocks and commodities, guys, we are good to go, because stocks and commodities are not as volatile as crypto. All right? Meaning it might not be as profitable because we need volatility. Volatility is a good thing. You need those ups and downs to make profit. All right? But it still moves because there's nothing in the financial market that does not move. All right? Now that we can add stocks and commodities to our trading portfolio, guys, it's a game changer in terms of risk, because now our risk is diversified into other markets. If the crypto market is dumping, maybe the stock market could be going up. So it's a good way to hedge your account against risk. That is why we are encouraging everyone to diversify their portfolio into stocks and commodities trading. Okay? Into stocks and commodities trading. Very, very important. There was a time this my account. Hold on. There was a time this my account. We have a system that works, guys. Guys, take advantage of the stocks and the commodities that we've introduced. It will take your trading experience to a whole new level. It opens you up to the financial markets. All right. We are constantly adding new stocks every day. Okay. We recently added SpaceX, that's SP. Yeah, here. This is a SpaceX stock. Added. We also added the Samsung stock. All right. So even if you have people who don't like to trade, you can come and trade stocks or commodities. Tesla is here. Another one, we have Anthropic is here. All right. And OpenAI is also here. OpenAI. These are the owners of ChatGPT. Their stocks are here. Hello, guys. Hope you can hear me now.
I think your network is a bit iffy.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Okay, it's clear now.
What was I saying?
I think you were talking about Anthropic and the rest.
I can also see that your network is breaking up.
Yeah, it's breaking. We lost you in and out anyway, but it's fine. Yeah, you can continue.
Oh, so sorry about that. Let me try to rephrase from where I stopped. Okay, I was saying we also have the OpenAI stock, which is the stock for ChatGPT. I'm sure you are very familiar with ChatGPT. And we are still adding more stocks, guys. We are still adding more stocks for commodities. We have oil. You can see this is oil. You can trade oil and gas, natural gas. Yeah, natural gas is here. We have gold, XAU. Yes, that's gold. We have copper, XAG. You can see that's copper. We have one of the commodity like that. I'm trying to remember. I think we have bronze. So many ways, guys. So many ways. The most innovative ways to trade the markets. Okay, the most innovative. I'm just waiting for this futures hedge icon to load so that I can properly show it. But hold on. Let me try it again. So, like I was saying, if you have someone that is very afraid of crypto, maybe from bad experiences, bad strategies, or because as a trader, I remember, see, let me tell you, I lost money. I've lost money. If I tell you guys the money I've lost, you'll not believe it. But I've recovered all my losses. It's part of the learning curve. There is no trader who really trades that will not tell you they have not lost money. There is no one who has really done trading that will not tell you he has not lost money. It's impossible unless it's God. I'm telling you. So yes, people have bad experiences, but the most important thing, see, the billionaires of today, you ask Elon Musk, there was a time that Elon Musk had to borrow money. He got bankrupt. He had to loan money from the bank, from the government to save his company. It's part of life. It's part of the learning curve. The most important thing is not to give up. Imagine there's a time in 2018, I lost around $20,000. Imagine if I had given up, I would have denied myself the opportunity of recovering. And there's nobody there that will not have a bad experience. There is even road that you not have ups and downs. It's part of the journey. But the most important thing is not to give up. All right? Guys, we are determined to help you succeed in ApolloBot. We are determined. You can see everything about ApolloBot. We are very transparent. The most important thing ApolloBot online opportunity of ApolloBot, the possibility of scam. Because scam, you keep your money in your exchange and it connects listed in the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. You can, of all the scams you can think of, all the and all those other scams, how many of them were on the Play Store? You cannot host a fraudulent system on the App Store. It's not possible. So, guys, we are very determined to help you succeed. If you know anybody that had a bad experience with crypto, okay, let him come in and start with stocks or commodities trading in ApolloBot. All right, with as low as $50 trading capital, as low as affordable as $50 trading capital, and $30 because gas is 10% of your capital, okay? But the minimum gas is $30. So with as low as basically $80, you can get started in ApolloBot. That is the beauty of it, and start your journey to financial freedom. And also let them know that this is not because one of the issues we deal with on a daily basis is having to reorient people's minds from Ponzi schemes. Because many of them come in here with Ponzi mindset. We now have to let them know that this is real trading. You're not going to make 20% a day. You're not going to make 5% a day. You will make between 10 to 50% monthly based on past performance. That's just real trading. There are some people I know that I tell them even 10% a month, they think it's a scam. You understand? That is real trading. It requires patience. You have to be patient, but you're in the best hands, guys, with the best strategy, okay, for risk management and for profit. All right? For risk management and for profit, you're in the best place in ApolloBot. So those were just the two things. I didn't want the Zoom to be too long. Just wanted to explain the two fundamental values of ApolloBot. That is the non-custodial system, the first point, and the second point is our unique strategy to trade the financial markets.
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
All right, please go ahead with your questions now.
Okay, so speaking to crypto, I'm assuming that because aside the volatility, I'm assuming that the ATR of most of these coins has also been worked into the strategy as well.
Yes, yes.
So my second question will be, why is martingale preferred as opposed to fixed or fixed? Is there a reason the strategy prefers the martingale to a fixed position in terms of like the stacking?
Okay, I'm trying to open up. I don't know why this thing is not opening, but when you tap on futures hedge, you see there are many ways sub strategies under the futures hedge strategy. Okay, you see the AI HDCA, which is full automated trading. You see the HDCA. Now the HDCA allows you to insert your own parameters. That's semi-automated trading because the AI still handles some parts of the trading, but you can insert your own parameters like the profit taking, the trailing stop, the rebound averaging, the margin, ratio, and every other thing, right? But the AI HGCA strategy, which is the recommended strategy for people who don't really know, who don't know how to trade, who just want to come and make money from trading, the AI handles everything perfectly, excellently. All right? The AI will think about it. To maximize your gains, it will start with martingale. It doesn't always start with martingale. I mean, it doesn't continue with martingale. Along the line, that's the beauty of it. It is a dynamic system. It's not fixed. With the HDCA, you can make it fixed following your tailored settings. With the AI HDCA, it's dynamic. It has the ability to change strategies in real time. It can start with a martingale to take advantage of the coin. Let's say, let me go back to that, my magic coin that opened. My network is a bit slow, okay. Tap here on the long. Now it opened the long. This long, it'll be on martingale because it wants to take advantage of the magic coin that now wants to go up to maximize the profits for you. But along the line, all right, here, these are the parameters I'm talking about. Let me try to get my Zoom pen out. Along the line, if the market goes against the trade, it will manage risk. It will switch from martingale to flat. Okay? Okay, wonderful. You can see here the margin position. You can see multiplier is the martingale. The flat is the normal flat position. So it starts with the martingale along the line to manage the risk. If there is need to manage risk, it will automatically change to flat position. All of this is done automatically without the need for any human intervention. You understand?
Okay, that's fine. That explains that. Well, I guess I'll still keep a watch on it and see. So speaking to I think there's a point where there was a total profit, or so can you go back to AIDCAH that profit amount. So I'm assuming that basically because the bot is longing and shorting, right? I'm assuming that the target is to hit 1,500 USD.
Yes.
So I'm assuming
Yes.
that when it hits that, it now looks for a way to even the trade. Is that what it does?
Yes. When it makes that, it will find a way to leave the market. It will find a way to leave the market.
So if you draw down, you will find. So my question is, as when he hits this 1.5 and there's still some floating positions, I guess he finds a way to. That's what you call the reset, I guess.
Yes, it will reset both the trades, like you're seeing here. As I open these logs here, it will reset both the long and the short after achieving this snap. So basically, I'm making around a minimum of $1,500 net profit. All right. I was just hoping that these logs will go back to the last time. I would have done all the calculations for you, like I do, in my channel, to show you the net profit I made after each reset, which is beautiful. Meaning, I've left the market. There is no floating loss. I've left it in net profit. I can take this net profit and my capital continues trading without any risk to my account.
No, I perfectly understand that. So I guess the greatest fear of most people is that liquidation. That's what a lot of people are scared of because of, like you said, there have been previous bots that have been into the market, and we know how that ended. So I guess that's what a lot of people are scared of in terms of, and sometimes they never recover from floating. Never. That's how it ends. So I guess that's what a lot of people are scared of. But I mean, if you say the risk management, because I mean, I'm beginning to understand how it works, because I mean, I understand trading, so I'm beginning to understand how it works. But I guess the only thing which we can't control really is just the volatility of the crypto market, because it's extremely volatile. So
nobody controls the market.
And a bot most times might not. It's different from if I'm looking at the charts directly, I'm looking at the news, I know what might happen, but a bot might not be able to take into other considerations. So the best thing would just be to put as much risk management parameters as possible to able to at least manage the situation till it settles out. So I guess that's what it does.
Yeah. So we have so many ways to manage risk. entry alone, the sniper entry alone is a risk management. Because imagine you just enter the market anyhow. You're already putting your account in a risk. If you just long in the market anyhow, you're long in the market at the top, at the resistance. Your account is already, that's a bad entry because you should be shorting at resistance, longing at support. So, first of all, the sniper entries offers the first risk management on the future stage because when you start your trade, you see waiting signal. The AI is analyzing the market, reading the market, waiting for the best time to open this position either as a long or to short. That's the first risk management. Secondly, it doesn't hedge. It will follow the momentum of the coin. Longing if the coin is going up to maximize the profits from that movement, all right? And only shorting when the coin changes direction. And now both the long and the short will average positions until I have made a net profit, which takes me out of the market. And the cycle starts all over again. This is a no-brainer. This is the most awesome and efficient way to trade the financial markets. And you can see, not just on crypto, you can see my Meta stock did a reset. There is no coin. I've seen this over 100 times. There is no asset that I've traded with this strategy that has not done a reset, which is the most important thing, is that your positions will reset to take you out of the market and give you a clean slate, and the cycle starts all over again.
Well, that's fine. Understood. I'll keep watching it to see. But like I'm getting a bit of I'm getting a hang of how the strategy runs. So I'll wait for the reset to see. I'm at 50% there. So let me see how he handles it. And yeah.
That's great. That's great. Thanks so much for your input, my brother. All right, guys. Do we have any other questions, inputs, or any other thing you'd like to say? Mr. Kayode, please go ahead. Mr. Kayode, I have unmuted you. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay. Earlier, also, you said you have $20,000 and your leverage is 10x.
I was giving an example. I was giving an example.
Yes. $10,000 and $20,000, the leverage is 10x. It's an example, I know. So that's 200,000. But your initial buy-in amount is $4,000, and the maximum order is 7. That means you will not exhaust this thing, because maximum order, it will go into the market 7 times, and that will be $28,000. What happened to the balance
but that is just on the long position. Now imagine on 2 positions, it can go in 7 orders from both positions. That's both the long and the short positions.
It will still be 56,000. It will be still now 56,000. So out of 200,000 that is using the 10x leverage for the budget of $20,000. I think you get it, sir. I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get it. But I was just using that. I'm not saying that that's like my capital. I was just using that as an example, because definitely if you have that kind of amount, you will trade many coins. All right, to maximize your capital, you trade many coins, and to maximize your profits.
Yes, you're right. So you are using part of the whole budget to trade that magic or gold. I understand you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, my brother. All right, guys. What I'm gonna do now is that I'm going to put my WhatsApp on the chat box so that you can reach
hold
me
up.
if
I
you
think
need
someone
to.
asked a question in the chat. I don't know if you saw it. Someone was asking about, just check the chat. Someone was asking about the futures model. Just check it.
Yeah, futures model. Okay, let me share my screen again. Explain that, but give me a minute. Now the futures model, guys, is another. You can see, we are always innovating, guys. We are always pushing the boundaries of trading excellence. We're always trying out new things, to have the most, innovative ways to trade the futures and the spot market. Okay, let me share my screen again so that. But check the chat box. I just think I've dropped my number, my WhatsApp. You can reach me. Okay, you can reach me there. To if you have any other questions, but let me go to the futures model. I just want it to open because let's see if it opens. Okay, wonderful. Now here on the futures model, you can see that there are many models. Okay, and you can see the ChatGPT model here. You can see the Quen 3 model here. These are all artificial intelligence models. Right? You can see the DeepSeek model. You can see Elon Musk Grok model. Right? You can see the DeepSeek model. All right. So this is another first of its kind innovation, right? We are using the algorithms, let me just say the algorithms for these models for trading. Just to simplify it. It's a synergy of artificial intelligence and quantitative trading models. So, what makes ChatGPT ChatGPT? What makes DeepSeek DeepSeek? How does it think? How does it reason? Okay, what makes it so excellent? Like when you ask it a question, it's able to answer you, most efficiently. We want to reproduce that in trading, and that's what the futures model is. It's just a synergy of artificial intelligence and quantitative trading models. Okay, using the logic of these models for trading purposes. All right. So this is a system that we are still optimizing. It's not perfect now. It's not perfect as the futures hedge strategy. So I'll not recommend it right now because we went back and we're doing some more work on it, doing some more, research on it and some other things because we want it to be very, very perfect before we can go all out in advertising and recommending members to use it again. But it's a very nice, like, I just tap on it. You see how, the model things. You can see Queen Max models utilize deep learning to model multi-source quantitative indicators. It just shows you how the AI thinks. You can also see everything about it very transparent, very, very clear. You can see the asset management showing you the amount of money that is trading from all the users that are using it. You can see the total profit. You can see the win rate, the profit amount, every other thing, guys. You can see the people who are using it, right? All the users that are using it, their performances, all right, and everything. So this is an emerging strategy that we are still optimizing, right? And once it is ready, all right, for consumption, definitely, I will definitely advertise it and I'll tell members to start using it again. But for now, my favorite strategy is the futures hedge strategy. The futures hedge strategy, that is the best strategy and most recommended strategy right now. I'm having a little difficulty opening it now, I guess, from my network. But that's just it. Just to give you an explanation on how that works. So, guys, in the absence of any other question or inputs, I'd like to thank you so much for taking out your time to be here. I hope you learned a thing or two. And the reason that we don't have these Zoom meetings every day or every week is because all our groups, all our handles are always opened. Our Telegram and WhatsApp are always opened, guys. You can reach me anytime. I'm always helping people out every day, with all kinds of things related to Apollo Bot. But thank you so much for taking out your time to be here. I really appreciate your presence here. Guys, we have a system that is doing remarkable things, guys. And now that we've introduced the stocks and commodities, it just gives us greater leverage and greater ways to earn from the financial market. Right? Let's make the most of it. Let's take advantage of it. And most importantly, guys, don't give up. Don't give up. That is the only way to succeed. Don't give up. There is no true successful person out there that didn't pass through a bad time. But thank God he or she did not give up, or else he or she would not have been where he or she is. All right. So the most important thing to success is keep pushing. And that's what we keep doing in Apollo. But we are always pushing the boundaries of trading excellence to ensure that we have the best and most innovative ways to trade the spot and the futures market. Thank you so much for joining the call once again. I'm Joey from the Apollo team, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll try my best to see if we can have this Zoom meeting again, same time, same place next week. If not, please reach out to me anytime on my WhatsApp or Telegram handles to help you with anything related to Apollo Bot. Thank you so much and have a great night. Oh, Mr. Simon, okay, before I go, I just saw you raised your hand, Mr. Simon. Please ask your last question, then we'll call it a night.
Okay, thank you very much for the honor. Thank you for a very wonderful presentation. I want to ask, now that the trades are running and we are making our profits, when we attempt to make a withdrawal at the exchange, you don't see a balance available for withdrawal. What does this mean, please?
What that means is that maybe at that scenario, you have some trades that are yet to reset, and there are some floating losses. So, because in trading, the bot has taken your capital to invest into the trades, you will not have the balance to withdraw. That capital has been invested into the trades. So you're just to wait for that trade to reset, all right? And then you see that you now have the available balance where you can withdraw your profits from your exchange.
Okay. Okay. So I will wait and see at the end of the month because I have a few days to the end of my first 30 days. I will attempt a withdrawal and see if there is any anything that I'm not clear with. I will come back to you privately.
Okay,
Thank
wonderful.
you.
And I always advise to withdraw your earnings monthly, or even if you can withdraw it every 2 months, better. Because this is real trading, guys, real business. Just imagine opening a real business. It's not every month that you use the profit if you want that business to grow. So you're starting a new business with your capital. Example, if you are fixing money in, maybe you're doing treasury bills or a fixed deposit, you see, you cannot touch the capital or the profits after like 3 months, 6 months, depending on what the conditions are. So always wait with this real trading. Always wait, withdraw your profits monthly, 2 monthly. Give your capital time, to work for you. All right, and you enjoy this 3 years, guys. 3 years we've been doing this, and you can see our portfolios have grown remarkably. All right, because every good thing requires patience. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the call. Let's call it a night, and I'll see you all on the next one.